In the summer of 1966, one of rock and roll's brightest rising stars was found dead inside his own car, burned, bruised, drenched in gasoline, and lying in a strange, unnatural position. Bobby Fuller, the young musical genius behind the hit song "I Fought the Law," was only 23 years old. What happened in the hours before his death has remained one of Hollywood's most haunting cold cases. Police said it was suicide, but the evidence screamed something far darker. Why was his body covered in gasoline? Why were his clothes soaked? And why did witnesses claim they saw men watching Fuller's home the night before he died? Some say he crossed paths with powerful figures in the music industry. Others whisper about police corruption, and a few even suggest the Mafia had their hands in the dark backroom deals of rock and roll. Tonight, we dig deep into the strange final hours of Bobby Fuller's life, and the chilling theories that may finally explain what really happened. Bobby Fuller was a Texas kid with a dream: to take rock and roll and gasoline, ignite it with his own voice, energy, and rebellious spark. And he did. By early 1966, his band, the Bobby Fuller Four, was topping charts, headlining major shows, and being called the next big thing after the Beatles. But behind the glamour of fame, Bobby was reportedly frustrated with his record label, unhappy with shady contract details, and increasingly paranoid about surveillance and threats. Within months, he would be dead under bizarre circumstances that defied explanation. Tonight, we break down the final moments of a star who fought the law, and perhaps died because of it. Bobby Fuller grew up in El Paso, Texas, surrounded by desert landscapes, drive-in diners, and the unstoppable wave of rock music sweeping across America. He was obsessed with Buddy Holly, and like his idol, Fuller learned to produce his own songs, experiment with sound, and build his own recording space right in his family's home. Friends described him as driven, perfectionist, and fiercely independent. His natural talent and self-produced tracks caught the attention of record labels in Los Angeles. And in 1964, Fuller and his band moved to Hollywood to pursue their big break. Soon they signed with Delphi Records, run by producer Bob Keane, known for discovering Richie Valens. The Bobby Fuller Four skyrocketed with hits like "Let Her Dance" and "I Fought the Law," the latter becoming one of rock's most iconic songs. But with fame came tension. Bobby reportedly clashed with his label, disliked being forced into commercial decisions, and complained about being controlled. Beneath the surface, something was brewing, something dark that no one recognized until it was too late. In the weeks before Bobby's death, his friends and bandmates recalled that he was increasingly stressed. He hinted that he felt pressured by people in the industry and said he wanted to leave Los Angeles altogether. According to several accounts, Bobby had become convinced that someone was watching him. He often mentioned strange phone calls, unknown cars parked near his home, and individuals who appeared at clubs asking questions about him. Some reports suggest Bobby was considering breaking his contract, a move that may have angered powerful individuals handling his career. What adds to the eeriness is that Bobby was supposed to attend a meeting the day he died, possibly to discuss major changes in his career trajectory. Many believe he never made it to that meeting because something or someone stopped him first. On the morning of July 18th, Bobby Fuller disappeared. His mother waited anxiously as hours passed. According to her, he left home in perfect health, with no signs of depression or distress. By later afternoon, his mother walked outside their apartment complex and noticed Bobby's car parked strangely in the lot. The vehicle looked dusty, as if it had been sitting for hours under the scorching sun. When she got closer, she was horrified. Bobby Fuller was slumped across the passenger seat, lifeless. His face and chest were bruised, his body soaked with gasoline, and the interior smelled strongly of fumes. His arms were rigid, his skin discolored, and his hand was stiffly gripping the seat. His clothes were drenched in fuel, yet there were no matches, no signs of fire, and no clear explanation for how gasoline covered him in the first place. What's even more chilling is that the temperature inside the car was so hot that it could have caused post-mortem burns, adding to the mystery of how long the body was left there. Everything about the scene looked staged and deeply suspicious. Despite the strange circumstances, the police quickly ruled the death as either accidental asphyxiation or suicide, a conclusion that confused everyone who knew Bobby. No autopsy photos were taken, and several crucial witnesses were never interviewed. Many inconsistencies in the case were ignored. Bobby had no history of suicidal behavior, and his family insisted he was happy and making plans for the future. The bruises on his body were never explained. Why was there gasoline all over his clothes? Why wasn't the crime scene properly preserved? And why did the police seem eager to close the case within hours? Some observers believe that the authorities may have been pressured by external influences, possibly related to the music business or criminal networks operating behind the scenes. Even the medical examiner reportedly complained that he was pressured to sign off the death quickly, adding another layer to the puzzle. Over the decades, numerous theories have attempted to explain Bobby Fuller's bizarre death. One of the most popular theories involves conflict with the record label. Many believe that Bobby was planning to cut ties with certain individuals in the music industry, people who would have lost a great deal of money if he walked away. Another theory suggests that the Mafia, which was rumored to be heavily involved in Los Angeles nightlife and entertainment during the 1960s, may have played a role. Some claim that Bobby's bandmates and associates received threats before his death, and that organized crime groups were known for using gasoline in intimidation tactics. A darker theory revolves around police corruption. At the time, the LAPD had a long history of covering up cases involving influential people. Some believe that the bizarre inconsistencies in Bobby's case, lack of proper investigation, rushed conclusions, missing evidence hint at a larger cover-up. Though his life ended tragically, Bobby Fuller's influence never faded. His songs continue to inspire new generations of musicians, and his mysterious death remains one of rock's most chilling unsolved cases. Fans and investigators continue to piece together clues, hoping to uncover the truth that has been buried for nearly 6 decades. Bobby Fuller was a young musician full of life, dreams, and talent, someone who deserved better than a vague and suspicious police report. His story is a haunting reminder that behind the bright lights of fame, shadows often lurk. Bobby Fuller left behind a legacy of music, passion, and unanswered questions. Was his death a tragic accident? A staged suicide? Or a carefully planned murder? The truth may still be hidden somewhere in old files, forgotten testimonies, or the memories of those who never spoke. But one thing is clear. Bobby fought the law through his music, and perhaps lost a far darker battle behind the scenes. And until the final piece of the puzzle is found, his death remains one of the most mysterious tragedies in rock and roll history.